Hello again, 8th grade. Another video from the same day. Solving equations with rational numbers. Rational numbers means decimals. So yesterday we did it with fractions that had unlike denominators. Today we do it with rational numbers. Add or subtract 12 over 10, which is 6 over 5, or 1/5. 2 and 3/8 minus the 1 and 5/16. You may want to make this into 2 over 2. So that would be 6/16. All right, that would be 1 and 1/16. All right, you have these, line the decimals up. 1418.4. Okay, you have these, line the decimals up. 0.05. All right, we borrow 2.35 will be our answer. Those are things that we kind of talked about. These actually will be more like what we talk about today. All right? To solve equations with rational numbers. Well, these are numbers we have worked with, but these are equations. We can do that by using our inverse operations. We look and realize decimals here. I'll probably put a placeholder there just to help me out. All right, I see I have a variable of a constant. I want to get the variable by itself. I work on the left side. How do I undo addition? Hopefully you're screaming. We do subtraction, Mr. Palm. All right, we do that subtraction. Oh, that's a 0. M equals. Well, if we did it on one side to keep the scales balanced, we have to do it on the other side. -4, 6. Borrow, borrow. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 5 is 4. We have M equals 4.4. And then 4.4 plus 4.6, that does equal 9. Skiddly-doo. All right, let's check it and make sure that works out. All right. Wow, they got the same thing. You have solved the equation. You have the idea of checking it. That is a good thing. All right, you can plug it back in. Now this one, we see multiplication. To undo multiplication, I must use division. 8.2, and I'm working on this side because it has the variable. All right, 8.2, we divide on one side. Hey, we're left with just P. If we do -32 divided by 8.2, then we must do our decimal division. I know my answer. I have one negative, one positive is going to be negative, so I already kind of put that negative down there. 32.8 divided by 8.2. I'm going to move that handy-dandy decimal, so I got a whole number. Move that handy-dandy decimal. Don't forget to put it up there. All right, 82 will not go into 32. 82 will go into 328 4 times. That would be 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 8 is 32. It came out nice and even. -4 is our answer. Inverse operations. You guys kick butt at these, so I'm going rather fast. All right? The only thing now is we got to remember how to divide with decimals, and that's where sometimes the problem comes in. All right, I really like to make both sides a fraction. I can see if I multiply by 1.2 over 1, hey, they cross out. Just x is left. If I do by 1.2 over 1, top and bottom, or both bottoms have 1, so I know my answer is going to be with a whole number. So 15 times 1.2, 2 times 5, that's 0. Put the 1 up there, 2 times 1 plus, that's 30. 5 and 1. So I get 180. One decimal, one place right of the decimal, so we got to move it. 18 is our answer. And if we think about it, 1.2 is a little bit bigger than 1, so 18 divided by 1.2 will give us 15. We've got our answer. Using the stuff we've already know how to do, inverse operations. Only thing new today is that we're doing it with rational numbers. All right, they did the same thing I did. They got 18. Here, step in, try these out. You know what to do here. Make sure you have your placeholder. All right, I'm going to subtract. Gonna subtract. Now, I know 9.1 minus 3 is 6.1. The signs are opposite, so you subtract and keep the sign of the bigger. Don't forget, that's where you're most likely to make a mistake is with negatives and positives. All right, if you need to rewrite it, 9.1 is negative, 3 is positive. Oh, and I get 1 and I get 6. I do that. 9.1 is bigger if I look at just the number. If that helps you out, go ahead and do it. I can do it mentally in my head. I've been doing this long enough. All right, here, it's multiplication in problem B, so I use division. All right, 5.5 divided by 5.5 is 1, so that gets us B. We divide this side by 5.5, so I'm going to make the long division doohickey. 75.9 divided by 55. All right, 5.5. We move the decimal. We move the decimal. This would be a good time to check things with a calculator. All right, 55 will go into 75 one time. That's 55. All right, that's 209. It'll go into 209 three times. 4 would be too many. So that would be 165. 9 minus 5 is 4. 10 minus 6 is 4. 44. 440. Well, that happens to go 8 times. 8 times 5 is 0 with a 4 here. 8 times 5 is 40. That's 440. Our answer is 13.8. 55 worked pretty easy for me. I've worked with it a few times. That may be where you need to check with the calculator. I must see work, but there's no sense in not checking work that you've done. Okay? All right? They got their 6.1 that's negative like us. They got their 13.8. All right? Up here, we see division, so we're going to use multiplication. 4.5 over 1. Goodbye. Y equals, put it over 1. 4.5 times 90. Okay? I'm going to do 4.5 times 90. Remember, you don't have to line up the decimals with multiplication. That's 0, 0. All right, good. Excuse me. I'd really prefer to use my shortcut. Placeholder here. Then 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 4 is 36, plus 4 is 40. 0, 5, 0, 4. 4,050. Hold it. I forgot something very important. One number left of the decimal, or right of the decimal up there. Move it 1. 405 is our answer. All right. They'll show their work, and, feathers, I'm sorry. They got the same thing. Now, they want to show us these things with fractions. Again, positive 2/7, so we subtract 2/7. My fault. I subtract 2/7. Negatives and positives are going to be your big confusing thing. Both are negative, add and keep the sign. Negative 5/7 n equals negative 5/7. All right, well done. Let's see if they did the same thing. Okay. They subtracted 2/7 from both sides, negative 5/7. Well done. Here, we can add 1/6. Add 1/6. All right. Well, the problem is these are gone. Y is by itself. Yay. I don't have common denominators. 2/3 and 1/6, not common denominators. But I see that they'll both go into 6. So if I take the front one times 2 over 2, 4/6 plus 1/6, that does equal 5/6. And we have our answer. You know how to do these things. You just have to take the time or watch the video to learn. We add 1/6 to both sides, find a common denominator, which you know how to do, and we get our answer of 5/6. Here is multiplication. We're going to use reciprocal, a big word there. If I want to undo this, I can divide by 5/6, or that's the same as multiplying by 6 over 5. 6 on top, 6 on bottom. Oh, they cross out. 5 on top, 5 on bottom. They cross out. X all by itself. I can multiply by 6 over 5. If I think real long and I think real hard, there's a 5 on the bottom. If I divide by 5, I'm left with a 1 and a 1. The 6 can divide by 3 or 2. I get a 3. 8 can divide by 2. If I divide the top by 2, I got to divide the bottom by 2. I get 4. And my answer is 3/4. Now, let's say I didn't like to cross out before I do my multiplication. That's okay. You can do it the long, hard way if you were not sure of that. But 6 times 5 is 30. 8 times 5 is 40. I reduce by dividing by 10 over 10. That's 3/4. Very good. Very good. All right. They like to reduce before they multiply. We have an addition problem here, so we're going to use subtraction. Oh, it's very nice of them to give us common denominators. -1/9. Both 1/9 and 5/9 are negative. Signs are the same. Add and keep the sign. N equals -6/9. I would reduce, divide by 3 over 3, and I get 2/3. That is negative. All right. N equals -2/3. All right. Very good. We're going well. We're scooting right along. We'll keep moving. I'm showing you how. Hopefully things are coming back. Inverse operations. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, they did the same thing. -2/3, just like we got. All right, here, we're subtracting a half. So we could see we would add 1/2 because inverse operations. Add 1/2. They're not like terms. Oh, but I know 1/2. Well, that's the same thing as 2/4, right? So I get 5/4. Y equals 5/4, or y equals 1 and 1/4 if we put it into a mixed number. Let's see how they did it. All right. They add 1/2 to each one. Find a common denominator. There's your 2/4. 1 and 1/4 be our answer. All right. Again, we're multiplying by the reciprocal. 8/3. Since you have an 8 on top and bottom, I could divide by 8, get 1s. Divide by 3, get 1s. If I did it to one side, I must do it to the other side. 8/3. I would like to reduce beforehand. Divide by 3. Divide by 3, that makes a 2. That makes a 1. 2 times 8 is 16. 19 times 1 is 19. X equals 19. All right. Multiply both sides by 3/8. They did that. They simplified and got 16/19. Now they're going to throw a word problem in there. Let's go ahead and get to the setup. All right. I'm sorry, they'll show it at the top of the next page. S times 2/3 equals 2 and 2/3. Well, this we need to use the triangle method. 6, 8. So 8/6. This one is 2/3. We're going to keep that the same. This one is S. The reason we had to make it into a mixed or an improper fraction, When you're multiplying and dividing, you have to do that. All right. So now, to get this 2/3 gone, I multiply by the reciprocal. 3/2, gone, gone. Yay, S by itself. If I multiply by 3/2 on the left, I must multiply by 3/2 on the right. I can do a little reducing beforehand. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then I can reduce it down even further because I can divide by 2, that makes 1. I can divide by 2, that makes 2. S is 2. 2 times 2/3 gets us 2 2/3. Kind of crazy, isn't it? Well, let's see if we did it correctly. I kind of have a feeling I made a mistake somewhere. I'm not sure why, but I do have a feeling I made a mistake somewhere. All right. So 3/2 on both sides. All right. Oh, we do have the same number. Oh, I did write it wrong. So 4 would be our answer. Yes, this is the number. I wrote it as a 6, not a 3. And that's where it messed up my problem. I'm sorry I did not do that right. All right, let's go again. They've got the problem here. Multiply both sides by 3/2. 3/2. 3/2. I don't see any reducing we can do. So we get 91 over 4. That's what G equals. We'll do our math over here. 91, the numerator, is divided by 4, the denominator. We stop at the decimal. 4 times 2 gives us 8. 4 times 2 gives us 8. Okay, so number up top is the whole number. That's 22 for the whole number. 4 was the denominator. It stays the denominator. And the number down here, that becomes the numerator. 3, 22 3/4. 22 3/4. All right, let's see what they did and see if we got it right this time. All right, they did the same thing we did. They simplified. No simplifying on the other side. 21 1/4. Boy, my math is not good by the time I'm doing my 6th video. I apologize, guys. Please don't make my math kind of mistakes. Good night.